Hi, and good evening from SeaWorld. I'm back at SeaWorld for my final trip for the 2021 Seven Seas Food Festival. I have a couple punches left on my lanyard, and I want to use them before my lanyard expires and the event is over. So I just turned around, and this legitimately startled me at first, but right there in the water, there's a massive plush hamster just being thrown around by the waves. Look at that, isn't that hilarious? I feel so bad. Okay, so I'm heading inside the park. There's the temperature check way over there, and then the bag check, and then the entry area here. I'm getting here around 5 o'clock, so hopefully the crowds will be pretty thin. So when Brendan and I came a couple weeks ago, this entire line was filled, and then it went all the way down, and then all the way to the very exit of SeaWorld, way over there, and then all the way back. It was intimidatingly long of a line, so that's why we left in the morning and came back at night, because right now it's very manageable. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can see my hamster friend in the water from over here, and I don't think so. I think he's just bobbing right over there next to that rock. I'll try to remember to check on my way back out, but I've made it inside SeaWorld. Let's see what I can get with my final couple punches on my lanyard for the festival this year. Okay, so I made it inside SeaWorld. I'm heading off to, I suppose, the festival area. It'd be nice to grab a little pamphlet just to get to see what kind of options that I have, because if I only have a couple food punches left on my lanyard, I gotta make them count. Okay, so I downloaded a digital event guide for the festival on my phone, so I didn't have to find a physical version of the menu for the festival, so I have that right here. There is just so much food here that I want to get for the first time, that I want to get again. I'm not gonna find just by a couple punches on my lanyard, but I was also curious to go over to Altitude Burgers and check that out as well, because I'm curious what they have there. Okay, you know what? I think I was gonna go this way, over here by Manta, but I think I'm gonna backtrack and maybe go this way, I think, towards the festival area. Yeah, I think my first stop is gonna be the Italian market to grab some meatballs, and that's pretty much gonna be right around the corner over here, more or less. Actually, it's not very close at all. It's all the way over by the Sea Lion and Otter Theater, which is kind of a distance away from me. Okay, I'm passing by the Caribbean markets right here. The All-American market is way over there. Fun fact, just for the sake of, I guess, documenting this before I forget it, my brother and his wife Christine, when they told me that they were gonna have a baby, I found out here at SeaWorld, because he called me when Brennan and I were here for a festival, and we were pretty much right over there. Okay, so I was on my way over to the Italian market, but I stopped off at the All-American market to check out the menu, and I think that I'm gonna be getting those brisket tachos. Slowly smoked brisket, crispy potato tots, and then a mayo chop. That sounds fun. Okay, so never mind, that was a little bit random. I waited in line, and then I got up to the front, and then they were like, we're closed, and they just shut the window. So I am not getting the brisket, but hopefully I can get the meatballs over at the Italian market. Okay, so here I am at the Italian market, where I will hopefully have a little bit more luck getting the Palermo Fontina cheese meatballs, homemade meatballs with Fontina cheese and fresh herbs and pomodoro sauce. Okay, I'm hungry. Okay, so I just got out of line over at the Italian market, and I'm over by the water, by the lakeside grill, where it's pretty quiet currently, and I'm going to enjoy my meatballs, which, look at those look pretty good. I'm sort of anticipating these just tasting like meatballs, nothing really spectacular, but they seem very hearty, and I could really use that right now, so. I just went for the whole meatball. It's actually pretty cold. It's good, but it's like, it's cold. Okay, so they weren't cold, but they were definitely not hot, and they weren't really even warm, so they were just room temperature balls of meat, which were dense and very good, and the marinara just made it fantastic. I just wish it was a little bit more warm. Okay, so I came around the corner right over there, and the Italian market is now closed. The park doesn't close for over 2 hours from now, but I'm starting to get a little bit worried at some of these booths closing. The North Orlando market is still open right now, so I'm gonna go ask and see what the deal is with the hours of the booths, and if I should grab something right now before they close, just to make sure that I can use my lanyard. So I might go and do that. That's where I just ate my meatballs, by the way, right over there. Okay, so I went over and I asked at the North Atlantic market, and he said that the booths were supposed to close at 8 o'clock. So not really sure what happened with the booths that I've been to so far, but they're supposed to stay open throughout the duration of the night, and the park closes in 2 hours. It's probably just a supply or staffing situation, so I can't be too upset, but at least I got to get my meatballs, so for that I am feeling very fortunate. I still have a punch to use though, somewhere, so I'm gonna have to do that. Up here by the water, by the flamingo little paddle boats burning, and I did this kind of a while ago. We've only ever done it, I think, one time. It's a really cute little experience, and I hope it comes back. I came over by the Brazilian market where I wanted to get this picanha steak last time. It looks good. I think I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be my final punch of the festival. Never mind, no I am not, because they are out of the steak, so I am not meant to have Brazilian steak at the Seven Seas Food Festival this year, unfortunately. But it makes it a little bit more exciting to kind of continue my little search for my final worthwhile punch at the festival this year. Back by Infinity Falls is the Waterway Grill, which I'm pretty sure right now they just have drinks for the festival, cold and frozen drinks, so no food, and I'm in a savory mood. Over here are the Asian and vegan markets. I think I'm gonna go and bypass these for now and kind of continue over to the other side of Bayside, not Bayside, the Chandler Stadium. Bayside Stadium is way over there. I may go over to Bayside Stadium. It'd be cool to see a different perspective of Icebreaker, but I think they're doing a concert right now. One of my favorite desserts at SeaWorld during the festival is this Bananas Foster cone right here, which is pretty inexpensive, so I may come back and get this, but then I also may get the beignets over on the other side of Sesame Street because those were so good last time. Over here at the German market, I was tempted to get this pork schnitzel slider right here, but I'm pretty sure that something is calling my name over at the booths over on the other side of Sesame Street. This would also be kind of fun, but that's definitely a lot. All right, so I made it to Sesame Street. The sun is starting to go down right now, so the park is clearing out just a little bit in terms of the crowd level. There's Big Bird right over there taking pictures with everybody, but where I'm heading is on the other side of Sesame Street to the booths right over there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and climb the stoop right here, see if I can get a little peek at Big Bird right over there. Try not to be too creepy. Where is he? Ooh, he just hit my elbow. Where'd he go? He was just there. Where'd Big Bird go? He was literally just here. I walked right past him, I turned around, got out the camera, and walked up the steps, and he flew the coop. He did not want a selfie with me, apparently. Okay, so it's the Gulf Coast and the Mexican markets that are way over there on the other side of Sesame Street, right here. And I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna get something over here, because if I remember correctly, I wanted something and I did not get it last time. Okay, I think what I wanted was this bourbon barbecue smoked pork po' boy. Without a doubt. And then the beignets are so awesome. I was thinking about something at the Mexican market, but I don't know. That sounds really good, doesn't it? Yeah, I checked out the menu and I didn't really see anything spectacular. So I'm gonna go and hop in line over at the Gulf Coast market right here. This is pretty cool. They have this photo op for Cinco de Mayo, which is in a couple days. Okay, so about 20 minutes later, I got my brisket right here, my barbecue brisket, which came with a little pickle over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess find a spot to eat this. The sun is almost set, and I think I want to get one more food. Okay, so I found a table over by Altitude Burgers right over here, which I still want to go check out their menu just to see what they have. I think I'm gonna be good on food after this. Isn't this cool though? Just hanging out over by Icebreaker. Hopefully gonna be opening here somewhat relatively soon, I hope. Okay, barbecue brisket. Okay. Not very barbecue-y. Okay, so I finished up with my slider. It was pretty good. I wish it had more barbecue sauce on it though. It was a little bit lackluster with that flavor, but the brisket was pretty good. I'm over here by Icebreaker now. I'm gonna see if I can go a little bit around the corner over here to see what I can see of this load station. It's a pretty compact and condensed load station. They're not testing right now, but I'm just a little bit curious what the area looks like. I don't think I can see the menu. Also, by the way, for this place, Altitude Burgers, I think they're closed right now, but I'll check it out. Okay, this seems like it's gonna be the exit right over here. It is such a small area to put the load station for a roller coaster. This used to be the outdoor seating area for Mango Joe's, and they put a roller coaster right here. That is just incredible. I also peeked inside Altitude Burgers, and it does seem like they pretty much just have pizza and burgers. So there's the exciting menu there. So this is the outdoor seating for Altitude Burgers, which is open right now, but just one side of it. And the restrooms right over there, and there's Icebreaker. Straight ahead, there's a concert currently going on over in the Bayside Stadium right now, but here's some more of the outdoor seating, and then way over there is the load station for Icebreaker, which again is just so small and condensed. That's pretty cool. This is gonna be fun. It's a pretty short roller coaster from what it looks like, so I guess that's why it's gonna be a pretty minimal queue experience. Imagine that at some point the scrim over the fencing is gonna come down, so you'll have a nice unobstructed view of Icebreaker when it opens. Potentially this blue wall will come down right over here. This is gonna be cool. Okay, so on second thought, I imagine that the scrim or the covering over the fence over here is probably going to go down so you can see the coaster, because there's just kind of a gravel area right over here. But the blue wall is probably going to stay up, because I think that that area back there is not the prettiest area, so I doubt that they'd want it to be on display unless they make it look a little bit nicer, I guess. Okay, I think I'm gonna head back in this direction, back past the Sesame Stadium, right over there, for my last food item of the day. Hey look, it's my shadow. Hi. Okay, so I'm upstairs. I hope you can hear me right now. I'm in Bayside Stadium. They're doing a concert right now. See what it looks like from up here. That's pretty loud. So there it is, Icebreaker, and then the area that I was talking about. Back over here. It's not really an unattractive area, it's just like a loading area, so that wall will probably stay up right there. Okay, now I'm heading back down to go to the other side of Sesame Stadium. I can't even think, it's so loud. Okay, I think that concert's about to let out here in just a minute, so I want to try to beat the rush of people that are about to flood out of Bayside Stadium. But I'm heading back over towards, I don't even remember the name of it, the booth that had the Bananas Foster Cheesecake Cone, because that's what I want. That's what I want to end the entire festival on. I was thinking about it, I'm gonna go back and get it. As far as the festival, I made a full lap of the park, and I got the final couple savory foods that I was hoping to get, so I feel pretty satisfied with that. I'm just gonna pay out of pocket for that final sweet item, because I think it's gonna be a great way to actually end the festival with that delightful little cheesecake cone. I'm gonna head right up here, kind of up and over around the Sesame Stadium, and then I'll be back over where the booth is, the Sweets Market booth, I think. Yes, so it's the Sweets Market booth, and it has the Bananas Foster Cheesecake Cone as well as the Rainbow Cheesecake Cone that Vernon likes to get a lot. I was thinking about getting the beignets over at the Gulf Coast Market booth, but I think the Cheesecake Cone, because I have not had it this year, is a great way to end the festival. The next Orca Encounter show starts in about 10 minutes, and it's pretty quiet in there. I was thinking about doing that, but I want to come back with Vernon and watch that with Vernon in its entirety in the future. Where I'm going is right down there, the Sweets Market. And look how delicious this looks. The Bananas Foster Cheesecake Cone. It looks phenomenal. So does this, but this one's calling my name today. Well, maybe it was calling somebody else's name and I thought it was my name, because they did not have the Bananas Foster Cheesecake Cone. They just had the other two, so I decided to get this one. This is also new, the White Chocolate Raspberry Cheesecake Cone. I tell you what, isn't that just the theme of the day today? I'm not mad, because I was considering getting this because I've never had it before at SeaWorld and it's new. So let's see what it tastes like. Tastes just like cheesecake. Tastes exactly like just regular cheesecake, which is good. I'm surprised that they haven't had this before, because it's great. It's just cheesecake in a cone. I'm over by the encounter area where you can go up and you can actually visit and socialize and engage with the whales. They're not there right now, but that's where they would be if they were here. Okay, so I'm gonna continue my walk around SeaWorld. The park closes in about 15 minutes now, so I have just that amount of time to make it over the bridge and out of the park. Orc Encounter is still going on right now, but I'm pretty sure that the concert's let up, because a lot of people are heading this way to cross the bridge to head out of the park, but also the park does close in 15 minutes, 10 minutes or so that makes sense. I don't know if I actually showed it, but here's my lanyard with all of the punches officially redeemed. Mine and Brennan's lanyard. Brennan could not come today, obviously, otherwise she would totally be here. I'm actually gonna bring the remainder of my cheesecake back to her, because she loves cheesecake, especially SeaWorld cheesecake. I try to bring her some sort of a snack from SeaWorld whenever I come here without her. Sounds like they're making an announcement right now about the park closing.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Yeah.
We hope that you've had fun today as you've explored SeaWorld.
I have.
The park will be closing for the day in 15 minutes.
Uh-oh. All things considered, a pretty successful and fun day here at SeaWorld. It was only for a couple hours, but now for the most important part of the day, to check to see if the hamster is still in the water. Honestly, I kind of expected to leave after sunset, so I'm glad that I'm gonna be able to head out to actually see it. If it is still there, it's been swept away. So now that the festival is concluded, maybe the next trip can focus a little bit more on the rides and the exhibits and just what SeaWorld is all about. Come back with Brenna, bring my GoPro and an appetite, and just kind of see what we get up to. This is pretty cool. The lighthouse lights up blue over there. That looks really nice. And that's where I'm heading, right over there, like by the fence, I suppose, to see if that poor little hamster is still desperately and pathetically just sloshing around in the water. Oh my god, I think I can see it. Okay, so the moment of truth. Let's see if that hamster is still there. And it totally is. Look at this. This is so sad, but entertaining. That poor hamster. Okay, this just made my whole day here at SeaWorld. This little hamster that got lost in the water. All right, so I made it back to my car here in the parking lot. You can kind of see way back there, the lighthouse. I'm at the very, very end of the row in the parking lot. So it was a pretty busy day at SeaWorld, but I had a great time for the few hours that I was here. My goal was to use the final punches on mine and Brennan's sampling lanyard for the Seven Seas Food Festival. This is gonna be our last trip because it concludes in about a week. So I'm sad, but I'm glad that we got as many trips as we were able to get. We got a lot of food, tried a lot of new different things, and ultimately it was a great experience. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm about to wait in a good amount of traffic to get out of here, but it'll be worth it. I'll see you soon. Have a good day, and goodbye.